All right, welcome into Charlotte49ers.com. Josh Feldman here with the three seniors of the Charlotte women's basketball team. And as they prepare for senior night this week, we want to check in with them and talk to them about what it's meant to wear the green and gold and white for the Charlotte 49ers. We're here with Ayanna Holmes, Sigmon and Olivia Rankin. And when you guys look back at your careers as you guys wrap up 4 years on the floor for the 49ers, you've each taken three very different journeys to get to where you are, and I kind of want to go over each of those. Let's start with you, Ayanna. As a freshman, you were the starting point guard, and then your sophomore year, you had to come off the bench as the off guard. You stayed in that role as a junior, and now you're back to playing the point as a senior. What's that transition been like, going from one position to another and back?
It's been a good transition for me. You know, it gives me insight on a lot of areas of the floor. You know, being able to play the wing and the point. You know, I'm mobile. You know, coaches can move me anywhere, and you know, it just helps out the team a lot.
You even had an opportunity last year at some points to play the four. What was that experience like?
It was fun. You know, it's a lot of work down there. They like to bang. My height didn't help me too much.
Well, it seemed like you were able to hold your own in that. Hillary, your role, your first 2 years was very different than the role that you've had to undertake the last few. You were pretty much a shooter and only a shooter those first few years, and you've really seen your role grow and expand and needed to do a lot more for this team. What's it been like the last few years, taking on a little bit more responsibility on the floor?
Well, I could always say I've had it in me. I just didn't think that my first 2 years that was what I was supposed to do. Just these last 2 years, just getting my confidence back and just knowing that I'm just not a shooter and I can drive and do other things too. So.
As far as Olivia, your journey to where you are now as a senior with the 49ers, your first 2 years, you didn't play as much, and especially over the last 2 years, you've really grown in your role on the floor, and this year being a starter and a team captain. What's it been like when you look at where you were to where you are now?
I just try to do what's needed of me. I don't try to do too much. I don't try to replace anybody. I just do what needs to be done, and just be coachable and listening and just get out there and do what I can.
What did it mean to you to be named captain this year?
It meant a lot to me. I mean, I'm always willing to be there for my team because I'm a team player. I do everything for my teammates. I work hard for my teammates. It's nothing personal or anything like that. It's just what I do. So I mean, I was still a little shocked because, we have Ayanna Hill here. You would think that you want somebody who actually out there playing. I didn't know what was going to come into this year, so I was just ready. I was just accepted it and try to be consistent.
When we look back at each of the three of y'all's careers, you've all had outstanding performances, not just this year, but throughout your careers. I'm curious if any of y'all have games that stand out either as a team effort or individually. Liv, is there anything that comes to your mind? These are the tough questions.
Yeah.
I guess for me it would be the UTEP game, even though I don't really remember much of it.
I'll refresh your memory. It was January 18th in 2014. You went 12 of 15 from the floor, 5 of 7 from beyond the arc, a career high 32 points. Seemed like you were feeling it that night. What was special about it?
I guess just looking back on film and just seeing all my teammates so excited for me and just knowing that they had my back and just cheering for me during the game.
Ayanna, what about you? You've had some remarkable games, not just scoring the ball, hitting a big three against Rice. You just had a double-double last week in which you didn't score, but you had career highs, 10 rebounds and 10 assists. Are there any games where you've done a little bit of everything? So what stood out in your mind?
It had to be back to my freshman year when we were in the A-10 and we were playing George Washington, and we were at their place. It was actually a close game. We ended up winning by 2. And at the end of the game, I hit the last jumper from the elbow to put us up 2.
That's awesome. How did that compare to hitting the 3 against Rice to put the Owls away this season?
It was the same feeling. Just being able to come in clutch.
Awesome. And Olivia, you got your first career start last year at Stetson. What was that moment like for you?
Nervous, afraid to mess up. Just I have to be some type of energy. I can't be nervous. I just need to, bring some energy or get them started. Wow, it was just nervous.
Well, it certainly seemed to work out for you guys. You're all three going to leave very different but very lasting memories in this program. Hillary, right now you are the program's career leader in 3 points attempted. You have an opportunity to potentially break the record for most made three-pointers. What would that mean to you?
It would mean a lot. I don't really try to focus on it. I don't really care if I get it or not. It's just I'm just out there playing and for my teammates and for the fans of Charlotte. So.
Olivia, what sort of attitude do you think you've tried to instill in the players that have come behind you and tried to, I guess, show them how to bring the energy every day regardless of what their playing time is? Because in the early years that wasn't a big part of what you brought to the table, but the energy always has been.
You just have to be self-motivated kind of. You can't give up. You can't take anything personal. It's just like a business. You gotta keep working. You never know who's watching when your time's gonna come. You just have to always be ready and just give it your all every day. You're gonna have some downfalls, but you just have to be positive. It's life, and if you can deal with it now, you deal with anything later in life. This is supposed to be the funnest part of your life, so you just have to make the best out of it.
It's how you pick yourself back up when you fall, basically.
You fall a lot. It's taking all this.
Actually, yeah, I do. Every game, I get beat up.
Ayanna, what about you? You've had some great games for this team, but you've also really been one of the smartest players on the floor, just very familiar with the scouting report every week. And as far as what the preparation required to be so ready to take on any opponent and know exactly how to not only run our plays, but what to expect when the other team is out there, what have you tried to show some of the younger players to learn from you and how to prepare?
Mainly just to, visualize it. Once you hear it, visualize yourself doing it. Because then it's just in your mind, you're getting reps of doing something when you're not actually doing it. And it helps. I don't really do much to study the scout. I learn it, I read it, and then I go on the court and I do it. And then there it is. I have it, Most people, it takes a longer time to get to that point. But it really helps when you consistently do it. For any team, you can even do it for practice.
We're here with the 349ers seniors getting ready for senior night for the women's basketball team. Now, all three of you guys have played your entire careers for head coach Kara Consuegra, but the recruiting process had already been taking place before she was hired. What was it like to come in your first year and playing for a new coach? What sort of uncertainties were there, and what's it been like playing for Kara these 4 years, and how great has that been?
I was nervous at first because I didn't know, she didn't know anything about me, any of us. She didn't know, who he was. I was just really, uncertain about her and just kind of nervous.
And now what do you think 4 years later? Don't worry, she's not watching.
It's been a journey and a process, and, I think, God put you in situations that will help you throughout your life, and I think that coming in as a freshman with a new coach has been one of those situations, and I've had to learn and adapt. And it's been a journey, and she's really helped me kind of become a better person and a basketball player throughout my career here. So,
for me, it was more so oh man, what am I to do? 'Cause I know we had the option to leave if we wanted to, but it was more so I'm not necessarily playing for my coach. I'm playing for my team, and I was already well known with the players. I was always down in Charlotte once I was recruited, so it was something new. And when she got here, it wasn't bad. I could help her, she could help me. We don't really know each other, so what am I to say? Hey, I don't want to play for this lady when she probably could teach me anything that anybody can teach everyone over the world. So it was more so I can give her opportunity just as long as she gives me an opportunity.
As a former point guard, Kara played in the WNBA and she had a great career at Iowa. What were you able to learn from her from a point guard perspective?
Patience and understanding. She used to always tell me, it'll come. With her and Karen on the sidelines, both being point guards for the same school, it was more insight to what I needed to do to help myself become a better point guard.
You're all three from pretty close to the Charlotte area, Salisbury and Hickory. I'm curious how you guys landed at Charlotte. Olivia, do you remember how you got here and why you wanted to play for the 49ers?
Well, I had an older brother. He's a god brother to me, Shamari Spears, who played here, and I was always here at the games. And I just really loved the atmosphere, like the fans, and just like the support that was going on. I seen how he was like always like with his teammates all the time, and I just know that that's the most important to me is my team, how my teammates are, and like how close we are as a family. Like as Ayanna said, I play more for my team more than I would for a coach. So that's just what I look for in the school, just pretty much like how the team gets along, and if I consider them like my sisters, and it's like a family thing type thing like that.
Hillary, what about you? How did you end up with the 49ers?
I know in high school we played at Charlotte Catholic, which is, I don't really know how far it is from here, but I remember Ken Griffin, he used to be an assistant here. He came to the game, and he was just like, so he just had this look on his face like, you've got to come to Charlotte. Like he was at my games like all the time, and he would just push me, just come to Charlotte. And then all the coaches just got on the bandwagon, and that's how I ended up here.
Ayanna, do you have any memories of how you got here?
I do. We were at a team camp down here when I think going into my senior year, and we were playing Bishop McGuinness, who had just won a 1A championship. It was us against them against us, and I was coming down for I was playing the point for a majority of the game, but when I moved to the 2, I guess that's when Karen Ashton decided, she wanted me as one of her players, and I went from there.
All right, and lastly, this is the toughest question, but you guys are seniors now, so you should be more equipped to answer it than maybe some of the other players. What's next? What do you guys want to do when your time at Charlotte's done, either around the game of basketball, or in the professional world? What's next for you guys?
Have to be around the game of basketball.
Anyone want to get into coaching maybe or anything like that?
I don't.
I've thought about it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a tough role. It is. Just imagine dealing with people that
like us.
Like us?
Yeah.
It's like, oh man.
Kind of like that curse that parents tell their kids. I hope one day you have a player that's exactly like I've had to coach you. Is that?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on 3 fantastic careers. Best of luck at senior night, and good luck the rest of this season.
Thank you.
All right, for Charlotte49ers.com, I'm Josh Feldman.